Alright, Shalom. This is YAHAWAH with the GMS Dallas Camp. First off, I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Akim scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, keeping his word in truth and sincerity. I'm just going to go into a quick topic, something that I came across on in my notes that I wrote from years ago, and while I was going over my notes, I looked into some things, noticed some things, concerning milk, the milk scriptures, those first scriptures that you see when you come into this truth, and topics that I thought that should really be revised and gone over again. Because over time, we go into other things, we study other things, deeper things, meatier things, and we start to forget. What I'm saying? And because that's the case for me. My memory isn't as good as other brothers' memories, and I'm not able to retain things as quickly just by looking at it. I got to write it down a bunch of times, read it a whole multitude of times. For me to be able to really memorize something, So going back to this, these milk scriptures, is something that I believe is important for anyone, because over time you tend to go into other things and not go into the simple things. All right. So I'm going to not leaning unto your own understanding, because the scriptures say not to. And this is one of the first things that we learn coming into this thing. All right. So this is Jeremiah 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked. Who can know it, man? And that word heart is not talking about your actual heart. The organ that pumps blood through your body. It's not talking about that. It's talking about your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because your heart isn't the overall seat of mental capacity. That's your brain. Where you think, where your thoughts come from. What your right arm's going to decide to do with as far as your left arm as well. With your mind, you control everything. Your whole body. Your what you're going to eat. What you're going to decide to eat that day, which way you're going to turn, left or right. You know what I'm saying? That's all controlled by your body, man, as well as your thoughts. Now if you go into this word heart in the Hebrew, it's la'ab, all right, and it's inner man, mind, will, heart, understanding, inner part, midst of things, heart of man. All right, mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory, inclination, resolution, determination of will, conscience, heart of moral character, a seat of appetites, a seat of emotions and passions, a seat of courage, man. And that all comes from your mind, your brain, your head. Inside your head, your like it says right here, a seat of emotions and passions, man. And really, why people think, you got that whole bullshit, about how follow your heart and not, and you know what I'm saying, and something like that, going into how your heart is also another method of making decisions instead of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Follow your heart, and people actually think like what you feel down here in your chest, which is bullshit, man. It's, that's not true. That's something that was really incorporated by I believe his name was Plato. He back then and during his time, he used to believe that the seat of mental capacity was in your heart. Your actual heart. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Let's read that again. It says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Now we understand now that that word heart is talking about your mind. All right, because through your mind, you think things and see and decide what you're gonna do, and your emotions and all that. That comes from your mind, man. So the scripture is saying that the mind is deceitfully wicked and desperately wicked, and who can know it? You know. Now I'm gonna get this scripture real quick. This is Matthew 15 verse 18. Let's see. All right. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. So it's whatever you see, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're saying, it's those things that defile the man, man. So you could be thinking some wicked shit, and then come out and say it, saying something you're not supposed to. It's like let me see. Yeah, man, you could be thinking something wicked, man, and it'll come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Or think something and then say it. You know what I'm saying? That those things are which defile a man. You might be walking around, you might look at a woman, she might be with her husband, but she's looking real good, wearing a short dress and everything, and in your thoughts you're thinking something, already committed adultery. You know what I'm saying? But it's those things that defile the man, like we just read, those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart. All right. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies. And that's another way to prove that it's not talking about your heart, it's talking about your mind. All right. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed hands defile not a man. Now that was going into how the Pharisees, saw the disciples eating with unwashed hands and not keeping the customs of the elders, and YAHAWASHI was cursing them out pretty much. But anyways, made the point on that. It's those, out of the heart, your mind. And I'm pretty sure if you go into that in the Greek, it's going to say the same thing, cardia. The organ and animal body, which is the center of the circulation of blood, and hence denotes the center of all physical and spiritual life, the vigor of sense of physical life, the center and seat of spiritual life, the soul or mind, as it is the fountain and seat of the thoughts, passions, desires, appetites, affections, purpose, and endeavors of the understanding, the faculty and seat of the intelligence, of the will and character of the soul, so far it is affected and stirred in a bad way or good, or the soul as the seat of the sensibilities, affections, emotions, desires, appetites, passion, man. And according to the context, you got, because they use the same word for actual heart, in the Greek, and referring to your mind as well. So depending on the context, you got to discern whether it's talking about your actual heart or your mind. But in this case, like we read, obviously it's talking about your mind. All right, that's some things that people don't understand, man. It's the context clues, the things that you got to really be able to think about, or things that you should think about that people don't think about. All right, now let's see, got a couple more scriptures and then I'm gonna end it off on that. So this is Proverbs 3 and 5. We all know this one. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, with all your mind, and lean not unto thine own understanding, man. Lean not unto thine own understanding. Because leaning to your understanding will make you go astray. Well, instead of going to the right side, you're going to go to the left. And I mean that in a spiritual way. All right? Leaning to your own understanding, what you think, what you believe, what you feel is right, is wicked as hell, man. Because you don't know nothing. You don't know the difference between good or evil in these times, man. That's why you should lean unto the Most High, man. Trust in the Most High with all thy heart, with all thy mind, and He will direct your paths, man. And that's the next verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths, man. Instead of you directing your own paths, because Leaning to your understanding will lead you to Islam or Christianity or Catholicism or every other bullshit religion, man. That's what leaning to your own understanding means, man. Leaning to your own understanding will make you believe that the fruit that the Adam and Eve ate in the Garden of Eden, eastward in Eden, you with your own thoughts, you're gonna believe that they ate a fruit, an actual fruit or an apple, like Esau likes to say, and all of a sudden they just attained all that knowledge, like just came to nowhere, and they looked at themselves and saw that they were naked and all that stuff, man. That the serpent was an actual serpent, you know what I'm saying, like an actual snake talking to Adam and Eve, and that Adam and Eve were these Edomites, these white, so-called self-proclaimed white people, and that YAHAWASHI, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, you know, you're leaning to your own understanding will make you believe that he's a long-haired, straight, long-haired, white, blue-eyed Edomite, so self-proclaimed white person, man. You know, leaning to your understanding will make you cleave unto those things and make you really believe that those things, that what you believe is right. You know what I'm saying? You leaning to your own understanding will make you believe that the Big Bang Theory is true according to science and all this supposed evidence that Esau's got. But at the end of the day, you don't really think about the simple things, as far as knowing that the Big Bang Theory is a theory in itself, man. It's just a theory. It's a really high and smart ass, educated ass guess. You know what I'm saying? And Esau will make it sound real convincing with all his math and his intellectual words and the way he speaks, man. That's why the scriptures say that his words are smoother than butter, man. Because, you know, he'll butter you up with his words. He'll make you believe into a total lie. And the crazy thing is that, well, it's not really crazy, but hey, over time, if you lie about something long enough, it's eventually going to really become truth in the minds of the people, man. And the truth is going to seem as a far-fetched lie to them. That's why it's important to lean onto the understanding of these scriptures, man. There's wisdom, and lean and trust with all thine heart, your mind, unto the Most High, man. All right. So here, there's one more. It's in the Apocrypha. Let's see. I got it. There he goes, right there. And then I'm gonna end it off on this one. All right. Oh. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, 36. Verse 2. It says, "Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bowstring alone," man. And that's why the scriptures say that if a man thinking to know something, he knoweth nothing. You know, you could read books all day going into some bullshit theology and not know what the hell you reading. Well, I mean, you probably think in your mind that you do, but at the end of the day, it's all bullshit, man. All these other false religions coming up with crazy ass made up stories. Really, when you read something from these other religions, and it sounds similar to the scriptures, like the flood and the day the apocalypse and all that. Really, they're getting those things from the Bible and just distorting them to whatever they feel and believe it means. All right, that's the result of people leaning to their own understanding, man. Coming up with a bullshit ass religion or belief or thought that they think is right because of what they feel. They read something, they're like, okay, you know what, I believe this is what this means because of this, so it would only make sense that it would come. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta trust in the Most High, man, because the Most High is the one who gives that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but with that, you know, Lord willing, brothers, we're edified. You know, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.